Hello, hello. Okay, so we are going to be talking about transformations in this unit. There are 4 different transformations we're going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about translations. So when we say transformation, that means we're going to have some kind of shape on our coordinate plane, and we're going to do something to it. We're going to slide it, we're going to reflect it, we're going to turn it, or we can make it get bigger or get smaller, right? So when we do that, we have these ordered pairs here, right? Well, let me just graph the shape first. So on this worksheet, we're doing translations. We're going to start by giving some points here to start with, okay? So we have E, -5, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down 4, so this is E, okay? And then -5, 0 would be right here, and that is F. -3, 0 would be right there, and that's G. And then H is 0, -4. So right here is H. So this is my shape that I am given to start with, okay? So that's my original shape. What we're going to do, and this is true for every transformation, you start with your original letter for your point, right? So E, that's the original letter. That's what I started with, right? And then after I transform it, its transformed letter is going to be E prime. And the prime symbol is just a little apostrophe above it. So whenever we do whatever transformation it is, we're going to relabel it as the same letter but with an apostrophe. And that's going to tell us this is the transformed point. Okay? So for example, here with translations, we're just sliding the shape. So the shape is going to stay the exact same thing. It's just going to move over and up or down or whatever, right? It's just moving over and up or down. So this one is going to move 5 to the right and 2 units up. So for E, I would go 5 spots to the right for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 up. And that's going to be my E prime right there. Okay? And then I would do that for all these points. F would go 5 right and 2 up. There's F prime right there. F prime. G would go 5 right and 2 up. There's G prime. And then H would go 5 right, 2 up. There's H prime. So this is my new transformed shape, translated 5 units to the right and 2 units up. Okay? Now that's not what I'm necessarily just doing, right? So I just moved it 5 to the right and 2 up. So I would then rewrite the point, the ordered pair, right? So essentially what you're doing is if you go, so you have an X and a Y coordinate, right? So if you go left, you're going to subtract from the X. If you go right, you're going to add to the X. Okay? If you go down, you're going to subtract from the Y. And if you go up, you're going to add to the Y. So essentially all this is doing, if I go 5 right and 2 up, I'm adding 5 to each X value. And I'm adding 2 to each Y value. So I could look at the graph and figure out the points from that. Or I could just be -5 plus 5 is 0. And -4 plus 2 is -2. And that's what this is, right? 0, -2. So 0, -2 would be the new E prime. Okay, a little apostrophe symbol there. F prime would be 0, 2. G prime is 2, 2. And H is 5, -2. And that's all we're doing, okay? So let's try another one. So this one, my original ones, are 1, -3 for A, 5, 0 for B, and then 4, negative 4 for C. So get a little triangle action going here. Okay? And then to transform it, it wants me, or to translate it, it wants me to go 4 units left and 1 unit down. So from each of these points, I would go 4 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 unit down. There's A prime. A prime. C, 4 to the left, 1 unit down. There's C prime. Right? Did I go too far? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's right. That's still 3 right. Okay, sorry. And C prime, and then B, 4 to the left, 1 unit down. There's B prime. Okay, so there is my new shape. And then again, I can just look at the graph. This is -3, -4. Or I could just subtract 4 from 1 and subtract 1 from -3 to get those numbers. Okay? C is 0, -5. 0, -5. Oh, that's C, sorry. Not B. 0, -5. And B was 1, -1. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Let's try another one. So the shape's already there, so I don't have to write the numbers in there already. So these, I'm going to go 3 units left and 7 units up. So from W, I'd go 1, 2, 3 left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. There's W prime. Okay? X, I'd go 3 left, so 1, 2, 3, and then 7 units up. And there's X prime. V, 3 left, 7 units up. Wait, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is V prime. And then Y, I would go 1, 2, 3 left and 7 units up. And there's Y prime. Okay, so there's my new transform shape right there. It's been translated. 3 spots to the left and 7 units up. Again, all you do when you translate something is you just slide the shape on the graph. The graph doesn't change shapes really at all. It just slides it on the graph. It goes up and over. That's all it's doing. Okay, so V is going to be -2, 2. And W I guess is supposed to be so I have WXVY. Guessing Z is supposed to be W because there's not a Z, so I guess I'll have to tell you guys that on that day. Anyway, okay, so W is at 2 and 5. 2, 5. X is at 1, or sorry, -2, 5. And X is at -1, 5. And Y is at 2, 2. 2, 2. And that would be your answers. Okay? Let's try one more for translations. Is there anything else I need to talk about? No, I don't think so. Okay. So one more for translations. We're going to go 1 unit left, 1 unit down. So from each of these, we'd go 1 left, 1 down. So 1 left, 1 down. There's R prime. 1 left, 1 down. There's S prime. It's the same as the R original. Okay? So basically that point is being labeled by 2 different numbers. Zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So S, I went left 1, down 1, right? So there is S prime, same as the original R. T to go left 1, down 1, there's T prime. And then U to go left 1, down 1, there's U prime. Okay, so when I connect those dots, they kind of overlap with the original shape still, which is perfectly fine. They can overlap a little bit, right? That's all you're doing. Then, I'm going to zoom out here again, because we're just looking at ordered pairs now, because that's going to be our answers. So R prime is at 0, 3. S prime is at 1, 4. T prime is at 2, 4, or 3, sorry, 2, 3. And then U is at 1, negative 1. And that'd be your answers. Okay, so that's translations. If you guys have any comments or concerns, let us know. We're here to help. We want to help, and I'll see you guys out there.